And we are live. It is Monday, October 22nd, 2018, 3 p.m. Eastern in Ontario, Canada, 8 p.m. Greenwich time in the UK. And I'd like to welcome my good friend, the China Guitar Skeptic, Mike. How you doing, man?
Hey, Ben. Hey, man. Thanks so much for having me on your show tonight. It's absolutely lovely to be here. I'm a big fan of your stuff. You know this. We've had a little chat twice now off camera and offline, and it's just a joy. It's an honor to be here, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We've got a couple of people three people in the chat already. We have first from Bristol, UK, or just outside Bristol, Mr. Simon Williams.
Hey,
we
Simon.
have Charlie S. We have Lance Moss, who we both know.
My buddy Lance. Yeah. Hey, Lance. How you doing, man?
And Groovy Ghoulie is back.
Yeah. Hey, Groovy. You were just watching the premiere of the Rick Beato video. Yes. Thanks for coming on there as well. Wow, how cool. Yeah, and Terry's here, and Terry, Marco Images. Yeah,
cool. Marco from the west coast of Canada. Awesome. Jeff Ripplinger. Awesome. Let's see here. Marco's Images says, just a note on the Joyo Bantamp. Highly recommend them. I have two in the office, 200 Canadian. Yes, I think those were the ones we were discussing last night with the ones that Shane reviewed. I was shocked at the variety of tones you could get out of them. Like, I just expect him to be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, no, they are very, very versatile. I was unfortunate in that there was such limited time at GeekCon, and I was looking for people and live streams and keeping everybody involved there. So I didn't do anything like as much of the gear as I intended, and also because it was Framus and Warwick so kindly invited us there. I really felt when I could. I think I played a couple of PRSs, but mainly I stuck to the Framus, basically because they just sounded and felt great to play, you know. So I picked a few of those up. So, thank you very much. That's really kind of you, Marco. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the coverage. And Adam EVH is here. Hey.
Yeah, Adam's here. Yeah, cool. Per's tuning in. We saw him during the premiere as well.
That's right. Yeah, Per. Hey, man. And Casper Simon. Casper Boo. Nice to see you all, guys.
Yeah, we got 14 people watching already. Not too bad.
That's not too shabby, is it? Not too shabby at all.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all day long. Yeah. Rock on. Yay. 16. Now we're going for it. And we got some likes coming up as well. That's really, really nice. That's lovely.
Very nice. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you dig what we talk about. Leave a thumbs up, of course, and ring that bell so you get notified most of the time when something is uploaded. Hey, we have Guitar Girl KB, driving but listening.
Okay, that's cool. So long as you're only listening and not watching.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, I so appreciate that. That's really sweet of you to say that, Marco. I really hope that everybody felt that I did my best to include everybody in GeekCon, and I didn't really get a great deal of chance to go live as much as I wanted to, but it was great. I had an amazing day on Thursday. I think I got 8 live streams done, which is
that's got to be some record.
Yeah, I think it was also channel suicide, because I think a lot of subscribers that are used to seeing my lazy release of, probably maximum 1 a week, all of a sudden getting 8 notifications in a day. It's like, unsubscribe, forget this guy. There's too much. But no, it was, I wanted to get, I kept saying it on the live streams. The whole reason I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to be there was because of all the kind people that support and, have got my name out there. So, it was down to you guys. So I wanted you guys to be as big a part of it as I was. And that's the only way I could think of doing that. And
I loved it.
Oh, man, bless you. Yeah, well, everybody that was doing the interview said, this is such a cool idea. Why has nobody done this before? And it was like, well, I don't know.
But give a shout out to Lando 27 Music. We did a premiere with him. When was that? Lando? Friday night, I think. He premiered a video. That was cool. And yeah, I found almost like you were saying, like you didn't do as much gear reviews, of course, and we still know you have stuff that you haven't released yet. Yeah, but it was almost like let the gear nerds do the review stuff, and it was like you were covering the people that were covering GeekCon.
That's the thing. I really, really felt like I mean,
more documentary style in a way, without it being documentary style, just by doing upfronts and talking with fellow YouTubers.
Yeah, you know, I think people talk about winning GeekCon, but I think just literally from the contacts I made, from the new friendships that I crafted with so many people. You know, I've had Phil X message me since I've been back. I've had Divinity contact me to say that a lot of her friends had said that the interview I did with her was the best one they'd seen of her. I mean, this is, you know, and Rick, after his live show last night, saw I was in the comments, and I got up out of bed actually because I was feeling a little bit worse for wear from Saturday. But we won't mention that. But I got up and we had an hour-long FaceTime chat or Skype chat, and you know, I really have made some super friends. Everybody that was there was so friendly and just so unassuming. You know, there were no egos there at all, and that was just a joy. They were such nice people, and I'll definitely be in touch with all of them. I mean, Adam Neely is in the UK at the moment, and I've said to him, you know, anytime there's studio space here, it's all yours whenever you need it while you're in the UK. And who knows, maybe I'll see him. Definitely, as I say, I've had a chat with Rick twice now, which has just been absolutely. But I think because I felt really quite nervous about going. Sorry, I've just seen it. It's already happened. There you go. There's the first mention of Ricky Gervais. I tell you,
well, I'll say technically the second, because my mother asked me. She's like, "So who are you hanging out with today?" And I said, "You know, this really cool cat out of the UK. He's got a bit of a Ricky Gervais vibe, and that's all good because it works great as a presenter."
Oh man, yeah. I think it's probably more the vibe and the chilled approach to it, and maybe a little bit tongue in cheek. But if you come from the UK, you know that my accent's nothing like his. But hey, that's that. I should imagine that we all sound the same to people that aren't from the UK. So, but
give a quick shout out.
Yeah, go.
We got George in the chat. Good to see you again. We got Quentin James. Hey, Quentin. And we got Guitar Hack. And of course, Nick Thompson, Guitar Channel out of the UK as well. Wow, we got 24 people jumping in. Awesome.
That's lovely. Lovely to see so many of you. Really,
Johnny
really
Bean
cool.
Says, quick hello, everyone. I'm out the door.
Well,
Johnny, I was on his late show that started at midnight our time. And we went till about 3 a.m. on Friday night. That was a ton of fun.
Ooh-wee. Yeah. Wow, good fun. That's
Nelly, Janice, good to see both of you. Scott Nurkison. Jeez, everyone's just jumping in by the minute here.
That's beautiful.
Shauna, good to see you.
It's a beautiful thing. It's nice.
Yeah.
Good numbers, man. Really good numbers. Hi, Ben and Mike. Hey, Shauna. Really cool. And Terry's here, of course. And George has a lot of friends from the UK. That's cool. We're quite friendly people.
I agree. I have several friends in the UK. You know, thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. And isn't it amazing? That's as much as I felt with GeekCon as well. It is an incredible place to meet lots and lots of new people. I've got a good bunch of friends in the UK that I've known outside of YouTube for years, but I've made so many new, real, proper sit down and chat. Dave in Texas and I have a face chat probably once a month. We're really, really tight, and that's lovely. He's a sweet guy. And yeah, just like Terry's there. Every time I do a hangout, he moderates for me. Bless him. Thank you for that, Terry. Really appreciate it, dude.
Terry moderates for everybody.
He does. He's the king of moderators. He's amazing. And he does such a good job of it as well. I've never actually got to read a negative comment on any single one of my live hangouts because he's there like, done, gone. Yeah. My mind skips to septic. Yeah. I get that a lot, Lando. Yeah, for sure. It's quite a joke, really, but and I did actually put it out there for folks a month or so ago to change the name because I've not been reviewing Chinese guitars for, well, I say not been reviewing Chinese guitars. I have, obviously, the Harley Bentons. Some of those are Chinese, but we were just saying offline, Ben, weren't we, that I haven't actually reviewed a counterfeit for coming on for 4.5 years now. I only bought about 5 of them, but that's where the channel sort of took off from. And I still get people every day commenting saying, you're still buying them. In fact, I had a really interesting comment on Michael Guitargate's video with me, where this guy said, oh, I remember him. I was one of his first subscribers, and he was so pro promoting them when he started. Then he deleted a load of videos when he got caught out, and all of a sudden became negative about them. There's a guy that's never watched any of my early videos, because I've never deleted a video, and I've always been anti-counterfeit. I've always been spreading the message. I was really honest in all of the videos when I was unboxing them, that I was truthful, and that is the one thing that I hope people can count on me for. So yeah, they were good.
I've been delving into all of them, or you know, a few here and there, and yeah, like literally, it's like you won't even give out the seller's name unless it was like decent, you know, quality, what have you, and you'll be like, I'm not telling you to go buy, I'm just telling you where I got it.
Yeah,
and you're leaving it very open-ended, and I thought, you know, and that's fine.
Yeah, I would never release a seller either. The only, I mean, everybody knows that I got them all. Yeah, of course it is, Simon. That's right. It's in the name, skeptic.
Exactly.
Some people don't actually use their mind when they read that. But hey, you know, each their own. I don't worry about that sort of thing. It's only when people are rude that it's horrible. And you know, the trolling I deal with really well. I've got a really, really simple way of dealing with that: is read, delete, block, forget, and it's so easy to do all of that.
Yeah.
So you know, if people are polite, I leave the comments up. And I was just saying, this guy suggested on this other channel video that I was in, that I'd at some stage promoted them. I'll give him every single guitar I have if he can find me. And I've said this many times before, if anybody can find anywhere where I am promoting them, telling people where to buy them, or encouraging people to buy them, I'll give them every guitar I've got, because I've never done that ever. So you know, it's it stays with you. And to be fair, I shouldn't whinge about it. I definitely shouldn't complain about it, because it's grown my channel and my reach, and I really do enjoy doing the YouTube videos, simply because it's so lovely to feel that it's appreciated. The people that watch, and I've got such brilliant subscribers, they're all so kind and supportive. You know, I am so lucky, so lucky to have so many cool people being so sweet to me. So you know, the others, I can live without them, you know. I wish they'd understand.
Say hi to Caleb Rappaport in the chat. He was hanging out with us on Johnny's show the other night, out of Santa Monica, California. Front or lead or only guitar player in the band Nerd Halen.
Oh, right.
Yes, very cool stuff. Very cool.
Wow.
Actually, I have some Nerd Halen picks on this guitar right here.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check that out. I've not seen that. So can you send me a link, Ben?
Yeah, they haven't gigged yet, but they're ramping up. They don't have a singer yet. However, if you actually Instagram, Caleb's been putting a lot of little videos on Instagram.
Awesome. And what's his Instagram?
Just look for a Nerd Halen. Actually,
Nerd Halen. Right. Look, I'm doing it now.
Nice.
If that's all right. I'm not being rude.
No.
Awesome.
And yeah, it was funny. I remember talking to a buddy of mine. They're like, "Who's this Caleb guy? You know, like you're going on. Caleb's this great player." And I said, "Well, you know how people will post little videos, say intros to Van Halen songs." It's like, yeah. I said, Caleb just posts the solos.
Is that right?
That's him.
Awesome. Right. He's just got a new follower. Awesome stuff. Awesome. I'll have a look at that. I won't be rude and look at it now, but I'll go and have a look at that later.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Nice,
it's a great shtick, and he's got some picks out. He's got some T-shirts being made. He's doing everything right, and yeah, he's got a good drummer, a good bass player, and his guitar skills are really good. So
nice.
you just need a singer, and then Yeah, they're going to be doing it.
Oh, Caleb, I feel for you. That is just exactly the same situation. I've been working with Matt, my bass player, for 3.5, 4 years nearly now. And we've gone through 3 or 4 drummers and yeah, and also singers. Gee, we've had at least 4 or 5 singers. It's absolutely crazy. Hey, look who's in. Steve from Boston. How you doing, brother? Oh man, that's so cool. Does Steve want to jump in, Ben? Is that allowed?
If Steve wants to jump in, Steve can jump in.
Oh, that'd be super awesome if he's set up. That would be absolutely wicked. Yay! Oh, there's trouble. Hello, hello. Get your headset on and your microphone out, buddy. Come on, you know you want to.
Checks in the mail, Ben. No worries, Caleb. You paid me with the guitar picks.
Oh man, no, absolutely, pay it forward.
Which I believe all my bandmates now have a Nerd Halen guitar pick too, because they're all like, "That's so cool." I'm like, "Here, take a pick, take a pick." Gave one to my sister as well, or 2, because she's got daughters, so she may lose one.
Yeah. Oh, how awesome! How awesome. So is it all? I'm assuming Van Halen. Tribute.
Yeah, and I think concentrate more on the Dave Lee Roth years.
Okay, yeah, nice. Like Dave Lee Roth, but yeah, I do like Dave Lee Roth. I still think that the 5150 and OU812 era was probably my favorite, but then that's probably just the period of life I was going through when I was listening to that stuff. But yeah, love Dave. Obviously, all the early stuff.
Would you be able to forward the Hangouts link to Steve? I don't actually have the
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, leave it with me. Let me just...
Not that I saw that he did want to jump in, but let's give him the option, since I know GeekCon's on everyone's tongues, and he's there, so...
Yeah, I'm just going to mail that to him.
Hey, Tanaka's in the house. Good to see you, Ty.
Yeah. I love the fact that his email still Pixie Licks. That's so cool. Yeah, I think last time Steve was on, I sent him my contact info through his Facebook page, but I know he doesn't check it too much. So, he's a busy man.
Well, he is. So, jet setting off to Germany, and
there we go. It's just sent. That's cool.
Awesome. Thanks.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, so Nerd Halen, looking forward to catching some of that stuff, and
I think Steve would get a kick out of that too, because I know Steve's a Van Halen fan.
Yeah, big Van Halen fan and a big '80s fan as well. So yeah, no, that's wicked, really wicked.
Yeah, and Caleb keep talking about Caleb. He's one of the reasons I ended up buying a Kramer guitar this year too. I was happily playing. Kramer. Yeah, I was playing Tellys mainly the last couple of years, Les Pauls before that. Then you start hanging out with a bunch of Van Halen heads. Next thing you know, you're lusting after something with a Floyd Rose. And... For
sure. I can't see it fairly well from here because of but I think I've seen you play it before. I think it's a Pacer, isn't it?
Focus.
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Get myself situated here.
Hey, Guitar Hack. Quentin James.
There we go. So yeah, I picked this up. It's a 1985 Focus 6000. Picked it up this year. Used at a Sweetwater's Gear Fest event.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. And Drop D, Van Halen Drop D.
Oh yeah. We got the D tuner on there. Good, thank you again, Adam Reaver. Had Adam on, and Adam was he's a really cool guy. Like, for someone that hangs out with rock stars on a daily basis, man, that guy is really, really cool. Makes some good products. Got that. I've got a set of his FU tone pickups in my BC Rich Mockingbird. Love them.
Nice. And what's over your left shoulder there?
We have the Fibson Les Paul Custom loaded with Duncan 59s, because the original pickups were so microphonic. It was you couldn't play it at stage volume, that's for sure. You could barely play it at bedroom volume with any gain. And then
I was going to be really cheeky. I was going to suggest that I could spot from this far, even with a bad camera, that it was a Gibson. But you did tell me before we came on air.
Yes,
I can't do that.
Oh, he is good.
Yeah, that would have been fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and the other one is a custom guitar I had made from Reno Fin Guitars out of Victoria, BC, and that is my signature model Telecaster.
Beautiful. I love tellies. Well, you know I love tellies. That's what I had made when I had the prototypes done. Yeah, that's a really, really nice. And they both P90s in that.
Yep. Yeah. The neck is a Parsons Street style, more traditional, and then an overwound P90 in the bridge, and that thing howls.
Yeah, I bet.
Just howls. And mahogany body, Canadian maple neck.
Beautiful.
Unfinished, stainless frets. I figured, go full bore. Hey, Nocturnal Butterfly.
Beautiful. Hello.
Can't chat much in the middle of canning. Well, it is that time of year.
Canning what?
Probably fruits and vegetables.
Okay, right. So, okay, brilliant. Awesome. And
thanks, Nick.
Yeah, really nice. Can you bring that telly
Sure.
closer? Yeah, nice one, man.
I can definitely do that. So they got my name on them. I gotta promote them.
Oh my! Now we're in trouble. I told you not to kiss Shane from In the Blues, didn't I?
There you go, Mike.
Oh.
So two-tone burst, red into black. He calls it a double burst. Custom pick guard. Four-way switch as well, so it's got the Nashville wiring.
Oh, that is beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
It's really starting to take my DNA in the fretboard.
And the guitar's nice as well. That's wicked. That's awesome.
I swear, every time Steve jumps in, I'm showing off this guitar.
It does. It's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
So it's 3:22. I got about maybe 20 minutes, and then I got to run. I have to chauffeur kids around.
Man,
well,
it's
thanks
so
for
cool to
jumping
see you
in.
again. Yeah.
You had a great hangout Saturday night. I've been doing encore performances since then. I had Tone King and Shane on last night, and yourself and Mike today.
Yeah, it's been a lot of live shows in the last little bit.
Yeah,
that's good, man. It's good. It's lovely. We're becoming quite the double act, Steve.
Yeah.
People have been saying on the video. Hopefully, you had a chance to check out the video we did together that I put up last week. In between dying fits, of course.
Oh my God. I kept telling them I was out with friends last night, and they kept staring at me, and I was like, "I'm fine. You'll be fine. You're not gonna be sick. I'm sick." And they're like, "You son of a bitch." Why you're fine? It's not even contagious at this point. Yeah, they weren't too happy with me, but yeah, I got something. I got something coming back, and I'm better, but I'm not over it. But I'm definitely.
Shane's struggling too, isn't he? Shane's had a really, really nasty cold. There was a guy hacking up all over the plane on the way back, and
I don't remember a guy hacking up. I probably got it on the plane, but I don't even know because I really started to notice it like Tuesday morning. I was like, "Oh my God, am I getting sick?" And then I was like, "Am I getting sick?" But I it's sort of coming on. And then Thursday, I was like, "I am sick." Thursday was my worst day.
Oh man.
Friday was definitely much better. Saturday was even better, and even it's been getting better and better, but still lingering a little bit, little linger.
Yeah, Lance Moss is saying it's GeekCon Thrax.
Yeah. It's Flug Thrax.
Yes, Deutsche Flug.
Yeah, exactly. Guten Flug. Thank you.
Very true.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was good to catch up Saturday as well, brother. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I have to cough again. I'm going to mute my microphone. That's
that's going to be a contribution for the evening. Oh, bless. It's man flu season, Lando. You're right. It is absolutely that change from from summer to fall, it's the worst. You know, it's
well, it sort of happened overnight for us. I mean, we could not get rid of wet, muggy. We went from hot to just wet, but it was muggy and warm. You know, it was still in the 70s and like almost into the 80s for like a while. And then, you know, then all of a sudden it's like a high of 46. It's like half the, you know, we were, you know, below 0 Celsius. We're probably around 31 degrees, 30 degrees, just so, you know, maybe 0, -1 centigrade. So,
yeah, Terry's just crowned it.
Just all at once. You know,
Manthrax. I like that. That's brilliant. Don't, you're making me cough now. Great one. I think that'll go down well with all the ladies. Manthrax. I've got a bad case of Manthrax.
It is
the latest fragrance, Manthrax.
You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the kind of guy that cancels too much. That's why they were all pissed at me. They're like, "Why don't you stay home?" I'm like, "For what?"
Yeah, share it out.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, go pay it. I went through it. You can go through it.
Pay it forward.
I survived.
Forward, exactly.
You know, just blame it on karma. You know, why'd you make me sick? I'm sure you were a jerk to somebody.
Well, I always joke it goes back to the Brady Bunch when they have like a Hawaiian vacation planned, and then all of a sudden Cindy goes like, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to cancel the trip. Cindy has the sniffles." And I'm like, "What?" My parents would be like, "Yeah, we got 1 weekend down the Cape. Okay, if you got meningitis, that's the only reason we're going. We prepaid for this. We're going. Everybody's going. We're gonna have fun. We're all gonna have fun."
Yeah.
Oh God.
So true.
You just got a way of telling stories, brother. You've just got a way of telling stories. He's the man had me in stitches the whole way through GeekCon. It's just the drop dead style. It's hangdog style. It's like so serious. Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's why I enjoyed anything the two of you did together. It was a great combo.
Man, I enjoyed it.
You know, I was working on today is I did a video with Joss Allen. You know, the British guy with the Kiesel with the stubby neck.
Oh, yeah. I think I recall him.
They're both, he's a funny guy. I had him laughing. I had him laughing at the last night we were there because I had him going a few different things. He was in stitches. He's a good guy. He gets the humor. He gets it.
Yeah.
He's another Brit. The Brits get me. They get it.
Definitely. You've got a British sense of humor. Definitely. You're another like Mr. Beato. You're an honorary Brit, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was working on his video today. You know, he's good.
Yeah, he was one of the demo guys, wasn't he? Who was he with?
As I say, for guys like that, you know, so skilled. He plays all the notes.
And even in the right order, I bet.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah.
Order.
Oh man! So who was he with again? I can't remember. Who was he demoing with?
He was in Kettner.
He was in Kettner, guy, right? Is he the guy that? Oh crikey, that would be really embarrassing.
Listening to it, and I gotta say, I was a little worried about it there because we're wearing headphones, and you know we're doing the close mics, and I have the camera audio. When I tell you, it's like a war zone in that room. Going on in the background. I'm hearing some dudes on like a Pog or like one of those synth pedals, like I'm going, oh my, I'm probably like beside myself. But when we cut to the close mics, you know,
sounds all right.
Good. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. And then I plugged that Hughes and Kettner straight out with an XLR cable right into the ass end of that amp, right into the front of the interface. And we just set a cabinet simulator and we just got the levels going. I had to set it to line level instead of instrument. And I got to say, I was listening to it like just before I got on here.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I mean, everything you're hearing is 100% that amp.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. I mean, I don't have anything running in there. It's a dead feed, just an XLR feed straight into the recorder, and that's it.
Is that coming out of the red box?
Yeah, it's got a red box out, and I guess the new one has more cabs. It has like twice as many cabs.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, that thing sounds good. I was like, wow. He was going through. I'm just at the point of the video where we've gone from the clean channel to the crunch channel, and
Right.
I was like, damn, that crunch channel. The clean channel was sounding good, and we had it all sagging up and going good, and then we switched to the crunch channel. I'm like, damn. I mean, that's direct audio, right? That's all just straight out using Redbox.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And that amp is awesome. But apparently they've got a backlog of 6 months orders.
And it's not, you know, dry as a bone, right? Because it's got a reverb and he's got the delay in there. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I tell people, look, all the effects you're hearing, everything you're hearing, that's straight out of that amp. I mean, it's literally a dead link in, just straight in.
Did you like that though, Steve?
What's that?
Did you like that though? Because you're not known for liking reverb and delay very much.
No, it was killing me. I named my kids Reverb and Delay.
Yeah. So I couldn't keep a straight face. He's a straight man. He's definitely a straight man.
Oh
man. No, they I hope it wasn't the same guy that did the demo for me, because I've done a demo in the, in the middle room between studios 2 and 3.
Okay.
They had it set up on the Thursday, and I think as well on the Friday. They had that room all to themselves. I went in and there was a lovely guy. I have to look back on the video. I haven't edited that one yet, but he came in and did a whole history of Hughes and Kettner, and we played through that black.
Oh, so that must have been Richard.
Oh, was it? Yeah. That sounds right. He was. He was a Brit. Yeah, Brit. He was a Brit. Yeah.
So
lovely guy.
Curly-haired Brit. Was it a curly-haired?
Yeah, with the little goatee.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
Yeah, and then the other guy who was there for Hughes and Kettner is a really amazing player, and a guy who I had probably seen maybe an instructional video about. Right, he's done some stuff for, I forget who it was. I probably saw it on YouTube. He pronounces it Mikhail Wagner, but we all call it Michael Wagner. Michael Wagner. That's the spelling for the American. Mikhail Wagner, who live in Germany, and he was a really good player. Again,
yeah, there were some awesome players there, man. I mean, the talent that they brought in from the artists was just outstanding. I did a video with Kieran, and he was playing stuff that I couldn't even put out on video because I was just too embarrassed to be in the same room at the same time. The guy can really play. I mean, it's like, whoa, where did that come from? And again, super nice guy, Glaswegian. And I work with a lot of Glaswegians, and they're all really decent guys. But yeah, Kieran was incredible. Everybody's going to mention Phil, of course. But Nick Johnson, how many times did that guy come up and say hello, and just literally, it wasn't approaching him. He would come up and say, "Hey, how you doing, Mike? How's it going?" And it's like, whoa, really? You're coming to say hello to me? Okay, then clear the diary.
Another guy who plays all the notes.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
And definitely in the right order.
He plays all the notes. He really does. He's an amazing player.
Yeah.
We had a fun video. I was digging up that footage today. He plays along, right? So we have a little bit of fun. Just a little.
We got a question for Steve in the chat. Lando27 Music was asking, how did GeekCon deliver your video files? Always curious how you get the raw audio and video.
Oh, that was great. I let Steve answer it because it was asked to him.
Well, they basically break it up into two sections. One is one's the video, right? And you just get a raw video file, and then the other is the audio. Now the video is already cut quite a bit, right? They're doing live cuts between cameras, and there's not too much you can do about that. That's what they recorded in the file. So it's some directorial, right? Decisions are out of your hands, right? Unlike if you set up your own cameras and you caught all the footage yourself, and then you would have 3 full things of footage. So they cut it up there as they go through, and then they just give you the audio files separately, and then you can choose how you want to mix it. Sometimes they have a mix down already for you. It depends. I haven't delved into the one I've done in the room so far. I've only been dealing with the ones I shot so far. It's been a slow rollout with the, getting sick and all.
I'm just looking to see if I can find my GeekCon folder.
Yeah, and it's very much the same way at TGU. At TGU 18 was the same way. You would get a big, massive video file, and then you would get a whole bunch of audio files, and you could choose what you like. You could listen and say, oh, I want the audio file from the reload box, or I want the audio file from the aux box, right? They had all the different boxes, and you could choose the microphone if you wanted to use a live mic through the cab. So they had options.
There you go. That's what it looked like. That's what they gave us. They gave us Blackmagic output, which was just a movie file. This is one of the
video.
And then they gave us amp left and right and main left and right. They were the mics that were the lapel mics, and then they've got these repeats files, but I haven't used any of those. So yeah, it was pretty awesome what they gave us.
Cool.
Yeah,
and I'm curious about that myself.
Yeah, people on the feedback forums, or on the feedback email to Over, have been saying, it'd be useful to have the camera audio, but we all did the whole clap business, and I found it really easy to sync the audio. And in fact, I was going to do a video. I may still do a video on the audio processing, because I use Audacity, which is free, and if you haven't got it, it's well worth grabbing, because I did all of the re-audio. I hasten to add, not the Rick Beato one that went out tonight, because I had some real trouble with the audio on that. I had to use it. I was using my Galaxy S7 as my main camera, and I ended up having to take the sound off of that, because I took it for granted, because we were all week, we were talking and talking and talking. Steve will confirm this. I was non-stop in Mr. Beato's ear. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to get tons of chance to do a video with him. And then it got to the last day, and we realized we hadn't done a video. And then I said, right, we've got to find some space and go and do it now. And as I was leaving a bit earlier than everybody else to get back home for my daughter's birthday, I had packed the H4n, the Zoom H4n. So I had to go with the audio from the phone. So that one's not very good. But the one with you and I, Steve, the audio on that came out really well. And I just I might do a video on that, because what I did is I panned us both the guitars at 70% to the side that we were on, and the voice 50%, so it seemed a little more cozy and chatty, but it really works. And if you listen on headphones, the audio path they gave us, some people were saying it was up and down, but no, it was easily rescuable in Audacity. So
yeah, I haven't really delved into the ones I have from them yet, but so far I haven't had too many. I've had more problems with my cams.
Right.
Cams don't have a focus on me, and I didn't notice it until I shot a bunch of ones where the subject I'm shooting is sharp, but I'm out of focus.
Right.
I'm a little soft, because I think I unplugged the camera and it's electronic focus, and it just reset itself.
You sure that was the camera?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was. Any good photo, it's all me. Any problem at all, it's the camera.
Yeah, actually, Shane was telling me about the camera there, and just while you die slowly again, you're using a G85, and because I'm thinking about upgrading, because obviously using a phone's not the ideal. Is that one you recommend?
Yeah, the G85 is really good. They're going to come out with a replacement soon.
All right.
I know that because they've dropped the price on the G85. So generally when the price drops on the camera that's been out, and that camera was announced in I want to say October of 2017. So, it's been out a little while now. It's got 2 years out.
Yeah.
And, or 2016, I mean.
I think 2016.
And so the price is down. They're going to come out with another one soon enough. I mean, maybe in January, who knows? But there's two out there, the G7 and the G85. The G7's like half the money, you know, even though, it's 4K, it's very similar, but the G85 is so much better in so many ways. It's like not even close. For all the annoyances of the G7, coming right down to you have to take it, the memory card goes in through the bottom. So every time you want to take the memory out of it, you got to pick up the goddamn tripod. And it's like, it's killing me. It's like the world's worst design. So it's just so stupid where the G85, it's a side pocket and, it sits on the tripod and I can just pop the card out really quickly. I mean, there's so many things about the G85. Just the G85's file handling just blows away, the G7, which you have to like stitch a whole bunch of files together. The G85 is just one big file. Just drop it and you're done,
Yeah. Well, I think you've sold me, definitely. And I quite like buying the tail end of last year's model because you get a great bit of kit at a really good price.
Yeah. Plus, it's one of the few cameras with has 3 ways to stabilize. And the lens, the sensor itself is sitting on a little springer that runs around 5-axis, springy gimbal stabilization right in the unit itself. Actually, the sensor is stabilized. The lens is stabilized, and they have electronic stabilization, and all 3 talk to each other. So it gets super rock solid when the lens and the sensor and the electronic all are on the same page. It becomes really, it's not quite the same as a gimbal when you're walking. You still get the shake, but for handheld stuff where you're just shooting like, the front of a guitar or something, it's rock solid.
Yeah. Shane let me play with, that's a bad choice of words. Shane let me play with his for a bit, and I was shooting the back of your head with his, and he said, "Go on, shake it around." Now this sounds really bad. Now I'm going to stop there.
You know what? I actually have to run. It's 3:42, and I have to get him at 3:45. So I got 3 minutes.
Man, it's so.
Thanks
awesome
for jumping in, Steve.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. I am off, and I will see you soon. Big Halloween show this Saturday night. We shot.
Yes. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, midnight in the UK. I'll be there.
All right, guys. Good to see you.
Love you, man. Take care.
See ya.
Oh, bless. So nice to see him. Really is.
Yeah.
Really,
okay, so that's 2 hangouts in a row. We've been doing camera talk, and the G85. I know nothing about cameras, but that's the one I go to. Because Shane talked TK into it last night, and now you got Steve talking you into it today.
There you go. I saw them using it, and actually Lando was just saying, isn't the YouTube Premiere feature so fun? Yes, really, really enjoyed that. Really, yes, man. Thanks for coming along to that. No, it's I go guerrilla style. I use the Samsung S7, and I use the E4K Plus. So like my little tiny rig, everybody was going, and obviously the these Logitech Brio, the new 4K webcam that I'm on at the minute. The picture quality is so good, and I did all of the live streams with that. But I really need something to do a little bit more of the artsy stuff that I used to do with. I've got a Canon 5D Mark II, which is super camera. But it's getting old and it's dated, and it doesn't run for more than about 8 minutes. I think that's something to do with the file size. As Steve was saying, it separates out the files, but with the 5D, it just literally stops. So I really want something to up my game, because I think that this H4n has definitely upped the audio quality, and I'm really quite pleased with that now. It doesn't sound so echoey here, does it, in the studio?
No, it sounds great.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm feeding this Rode in NT1A into the Zoom H4n, and then that's doing the job. I've got level control on it. I'm monitoring it through that as well. So yeah, I think I've got the definitely got the audio tied down. I just need to get a little bit more on the nice quality video. But yeah, there we go.
Hey, we've got Fender Guru jumping in from Hamilton, New Zealand. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, cool, man. So it's like coming up for clocking on time over there, isn't it? 9 a.m.
It's 11:45 for him.
Oh, is it? Okay.
12 Tuesday. Yeah.
Right. Oh, bless you.
I believe. Oh, no, sorry, 8 a.m.
Yeah, I was going to say 8:45. Yeah. I think it's 8:45, nearly work time, because New Zealand are exactly 12 hours ahead of us till we jump out of British summertime. I think that's right.
Right.
Thank you for that, Scott. Really appreciate that, man. That's cool.
Scott's a good guy out of Edmonton, Alberta. Fellow Canuck.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, I met some real nice Canadians while I was down there. Pete Thorne, of course, is a wonderful guy. We already spoken about Nick Johnston, sorry. And yeah, just such a cool bunch of guys. Such a really sweet, friendly bunch. Phil X, indeed, yeah. But Phil X is kind of like from Planet X. He's not really a Canadian. He's from a complete universe of his own.
We channel a lot of our energy as a nation through Phil.
Yeah. He's amazing. I tell you one thing, he's definitely a coffee connoisseur, that's for sure. He's changed my mind altogether. So yeah.
Hey Ryan.
Hey Ryan. Nice to see you, man. Awesome. What's this? Never trust Canadian maple syrup drinking beaver lovers. And EVH as well. Lovely to see you, man.
Hey,
awesome.
Battling a stomach flu. Not good. Yeah, we only went about an hour last night. TK had to leave. I was thinking about going longer, having some other people on, but even after an hour, my throat was starting to get sore last night. And I was like, I'm going to get a big glass of orange juice and just take it easy the rest of the evening.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's quite a long thing, the live shows, because people don't realize until they've done them that you get carried away, especially when you're talking face to face to other people like this.
Yeah.
I find it really difficult when I'm doing them on my own, because you're talking non-stop, and then it sort of comes to an hour and I'm really struggling. But you kind of get in the moment, and it's so fun and it's exciting. So you kind of run for longer than you expect.
Yeah, it's like hanging out with a good mate. Time just flies by, and all of a sudden you're like, wow. Like I remember one time I had Henning Polly on, and he's like, how long are we going to go? I said, well, we'll go an hour or so, whatever. And because I knew with the time difference and stuff, he's like, well, I'm free all night. He says, I'm just waiting on Leslie to call me for dinner. So I said, well, okay, we'll go until it's dinner time.
And we ended up going anything.
Well, I guess she had tuned in, saw that we were still live, so it was a chicken and the egg thing. He's waiting for her to say something, but she wouldn't say something because we're still live. We ended up going live for 3 hours.
Oh man, yeah, and it ended up being Dinner's in the Dog, darling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh,
see, Nocturnal Butterfly. She's headed out.
All right, nice to. Hope you've enjoyed it, and really nice to make your acquaintance. Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah,
awesome. And Guitar Hack, he's busy in the chat.
Yeah, he's got a great channel too.
Yeah, I think I might have visited, because I often do when I watch, like I watch your channel. I found you through EJ. Is that right? EJC, I want to say. And I just, do you know the guy I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and he was. Yeah, I saw him do something. There was I think he was shouting out small channels, and he was doing somebody's covers, and I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was a lovely cover. I made a comment. He was really super sweet about it, and just subbed him. And then he came onto yours live, and I did exactly the same with you. I subbed you because I came on and watched the live show. But
cool.
It's a great. I'm pretty sure I have visited Guitar Hack channel, but I will do again.
Yeah, he's a gigging Les Paul lover out of the West End of Toronto, and he does a once a week just by himself, like say, and then he'll also have people on. I think I might have been one of his first people he had on, because he always blames me for even going live, because he saw how much fun I was having. He's like, I'm going to try it. And then he just did a test one day and ended up going an hour or something like that. And he's like, I blame you, Ben. I'm like, yeah, I know. I find it, you get the same adrenaline rush as playing a set, but without having to lug all your gear and the physicality of it. So you almost have, like, I remember the first couple of months, I'd get done a stream and I'd just be vibrating with adrenaline.
Yeah. I remember my first one. I had a couple of stiff JDs, which I'm prone to do, because I was so nervous. I think at the time I was pretty new. I think it was back on my 50th video. That was it. I think that's what it was. And I had about, I'm going to say about 2,700 subscribers at the time. And I thought that they would all turn up. And so I'm thinking this might just be the biggest audience I've ever played to. And so I was absolutely, well, I was petrified. Turned out I peaked at 54. So it was, and once I realized actually that everybody was speaking and saying lovely things in the comments section, I was, you know, I loved it, just loved it. And yeah, I don't do enough live streams. I definitely don't. I end up on other people's more than I do of my own, which is I don't know whether that's good or bad, or whether that's happy or sad. You tell me.
I would say that's a good thing, because that tells me you have a reputation and you're well liked, that people want to have you on their channel to help, you know, provide content.
Sweet. That's super kind. Thank you. Yeah. That's nice. It's nice to feel if that. I hope that is the case. That'd be lovely. But yeah, and that's why, again, that GeekCon live thing, that was kind of
that's what hooked me.
Wow, that's so cool. So cool.
Yeah, because you would come across me, I'd say, you know, 2 or 3 months ago, and then I had subbed back to you a few weeks later.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I'm subbed to so many channels, I hadn't really checked out your stuff too much. And it just happened, I think it was like during GeekCon. I knew you by reputation. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, he's a good guy. And just watching, and I heard the enthusiasm, and I went, oh, and it was, I think, the day after you jumped in while you were at GeekCon, you were watching me on a Thursday night. And I said, hey, email me.
Yeah.
And I didn't see an email the next day. You happened to go live or something like that. And I was just like, hey, I was emailing you while watching the live stream. Because I was just like, this is great. This is great stuff.
Oh, that was so cool. Thank you, Lance, by the way. I love coming on your shows. I absolutely adore doing that. So I'll continue doing that as long as you'll have me. But yeah, the one thing about those live shows at GeekCon was that I wasn't watching the comments in those. And it was lucky I didn't, actually, because I didn't have anybody moderating because, well, I don't think I did. I think Terry just about jumped in and clipped in there a couple of times, but I think
I saw Lance in there, and I thought, is Lance a moderator on
Lance is one of my moderators. Yeah,
I think I saw him on one.
Yeah, I think he made a few, and Terry made a few. Yes, you did. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and so I didn't look at the comments, and actually there was particularly one that I went back and looked at the live chat afterwards and some of the comments, and I was actually really quite annoyed about one or two of the comments because they were utterly unnecessary. Not about me, but about my guest. And that's, you know, it's just not cricket, as we say in the UK.
Yeah, I can relate. I had a comment on last night's video. Somebody didn't care for one of the guests. I'm not going to even say who it was. But, you know, and I think with larger channels, you know, it's like I might have 6 haters with a channel my size, whereas you could have 6,000 haters, you know, just exponential, right? Because you're going to have...
Yeah,
exactly.
I think I might have coming up for 27,000 haters at the moment. I struggle.
Yeah, somebody was just like, you know, I don't like this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you know what? It's not even directed at me, but it's directed at one of my, you know, not only a guest, but a friend. Because I consider, you know, even yourself, you know, new friend, Steve, Shane, and TK, you know, this little group that, and all 3 of them have helped me out. And, you know, I consider them friends.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And that's the one beautiful thing about the YouTube community and guitar community is it is overwhelmingly, absolutely overwhelmingly positive. and that's you and that's me all over. You know, we focus on the positive and don't let that sort of thing get to us. And that's what Guitar Hack's saying. Got to keep it positive, man. Yep. And yeah, totally agree. Rick Romanelli's got to go. See you later.
Got to mow the lawn. See you later. And then we have Todd Flowers arrive to. So we keep that even number of people watching, right? One leaves, one comes in. It's limited seating, folks.
And Lando 27 Music. Yes, I will definitely check out your channel. Definitely will do. In fact,
nothing else. His YouTube channel shoutouts is hilarious.
Oh, really?
He does a mouth swap with various YouTube personalities.
Oh, no, I have. I think I have seen a couple of those. If it's like that whole I've got a program that does it. I did it with my 500 video, where you literally you is it called Simply Speaking or something like that? So you basically take a picture of somebody, you identify where their mouth and eyes are, and then you can make them say the words that you.
Yeah? Right. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I think I might have seen a few of those.
You put a link in. There we are.
Oh, nice. There we go. That's going to be nice and easy.
Eric says, I always ask why when someone hates, and it's usually just because with no valid reason. For me, they can't come up with anything, so they end up attacking my mustache. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
I had a dedicated guy yesterday that I think he only wrote 2 sentences across 8 videos because it was like 1 or 2 words on every video. So when I looked at all the comments for the channel, I could read it. And I was like, well, kudos for trying something new. And I appreciate all those content, comments and views on the various videos you just did. And I think he got to about 8 videos. I just happened to be online at the time. And so he only got about 8 of them out before he was blocked. So.
Oh, goodness.
And I apologize if somebody's watching this on replay that commented on my chorus pedal demo and I deleted your comment. In the flurry of deleting his, I accidentally deleted a legit comment. So if it was yours and you're watching, I sincerely apologize.
Oh, dear. Hey, Todd. Nice to see you, man. Sorry, saying hi and just watching that go by. Yeah, I've definitely seen some of Lando's stuff. He sent me a link to one with Justin Guitar at the moment. Sorry, that's why I was a little distracted. I was just copying it over so that I didn't miss it as it went up. And then I managed to lose the live chat, which is silly of me. But it's back now. So, yeah. Hey, Todd. Yeah, cool. No, it's as I was saying, it's such a positive community. There are so many real friendly people in the guitar community, and we seem to be more fortunate than a lot of the different communities out on YouTube. There seem to be a lot that love their drama, but there's only a few guitar YouTubers.
And the community is very open. Like if you could be somebody that's strictly a finger picking acoustic player, and say the folk styling, and then you could have a complete metalhead, but they'll still find common ground. I'm not going to attack you for what's different, but we'll talk about the handful of things we have in common.
The commonality, yeah, which is lovely, and that's a positive thing. I think that's all to do with being a musician, actually, because musicians tend to be far more in touch with, is it their right or left brain? But certainly more emotively connected and mature, and so I think we naturally sort of clump together and are positive type people. So yeah.
Hey, we got Rick Hefner in. Hello, guys. Good to see you again. Good to see you, Rick.
Hey, Rick. How you doing? Awesome.
Yeah, I always try to find the common ground with anybody.
Yeah. Oh, Groovy Ghoul's going. Groovy Ghoulie. Nice to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better on the mend.
Yeah. Like you say, one in, one out.
Yep.
I like that. Simon says, I have 3 daughters. How much drama would you like? Yeah, I have 2, and I can concur with that.
Okay. So Scott Nickerson was having an issue with his Runt 50. It's okay. I think the presence knob makes noise when turning it, but works, and the noise is stopped. Yeah. You know what? It's probably because you've had it set the same for so long that the pot's got a little dirty. So, don't even bother with contact cleaner. Do what Dave's World of Fun Stuff does and just wiggle it back and forth like 100 times, and that'll probably take care of it.
Yeah, yeah, it always does. When I got the Marshall,
says he has 2 daughters here. We need a support group.
we do. We need Daughters Anonymous.
I don't have any daughters, but I have 2 nieces. So,
I've got 2 nieces. In fact, I've got more than that. But I was going to do a really bad dad joke then and say I'm standing on 2 nieces at the moment, but just above my 2 anklers.
Hey, Sean Zimmerman.
Nice. What? Shake it up. Shake it up. Oh, thank you, Nick. That's really sweet of you. Bless you. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed the content. Give me a shout and let me know what you think of the stuff. And I've started a new thing. I don't know if Ben, if you've seen it yet, but I've started this idea of learn a lick, because when I was at GeekCon, I managed to have a whole week of playing guitar, and with the 3 children, including 2 daughters, the last 10, 11 years has been very family focused, and my guitar playing took a serious dive. So I've resolved, since I've been back from GeekCon, to have allotted guitar time, and so I'm trying to grab a specific gap in the schedule each week to learn a new lick. So I'm asking for suggestions. So yeah, if you've gone over and you like what you see over there, Nick, just let me know what you'd like me to learn, because I want to do some videos on me learning some stuff. I don't know if that's of interest to anybody, but hopefully it will be. And in fact, one of the comments much earlier on is they want to see more of me playing, which is very sweet, given that people have seen me playing. If I'd seen me playing, I wouldn't want to see more.
I enjoyed your playing on that video you premiered earlier, and said as much.
Oh yes, you did. Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, that was a real. I was nervous watching it back, man. Really nervous, because there I am. Although I got really close to Rick over the week, and it was just like hanging with my buddy, you know. I was still, as I picked up the guitar, I thought, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're about to play in front of Rick Beato. And then I thought, no, you're about to play in front of your buddy. Just go ahead and do it. Grab your moment, pick your spot. You might not get it again. And I was really keen to see what he thought of that, because I'm pretty proud of that song from a writing perspective, because while I would consider my YouTube channel a lot about a lot of things now, but more of a review and demo type channel, although I am, one thing I really enjoyed at GeekCon was interviewing, and I want to try and get some more interviews together. But certainly, I'm not about my playing at all. But what I am about is writing, and I've demoed a few of the songs that I've written over the years. I've put on the channel, and this one was one that crept up on me. It was about, well, I don't know if you're aware of the video that I put up for Pee Wee Tom's, Daniel Thomas, the guy in the UK that was a YouTuber who was struggling.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I heard the story during the premiere there, so I am planning on checking that out.
Well, it was a real personal thing for me. I'll give you a bit of the background. Basically, it came up in my feed, I would say probably 6 months ago, that this guy was struggling with cancer, and I went over and I watched a couple of his videos. I thought, oh, poor guy, I hope that goes and gets sorted out. So I'd seen a few of his earlier videos, and I think he was only sort of really doing regular updates on a sort of a daily vlog for about 8 months. So I must have seen him, you know, fairly early on. But then another one popped up in my feed, because I hadn't subscribed at that point, and about 2 months ago, I'm going to say, one popped up that was titled Cancer's Won, It's All Over, or something like that. And yeah, I watched that one, and that was painful to watch. The guy had been told that there was no more treatment, and then I went back and watched a lot of his between content, because I felt, you know, I watched this guy earlier. I was thinking, I'll sub and I'll watch this, but then I thought, no, do you know, I find it a little bit voyeuristic, and I didn't want to watch for that reason. Does that make sense? You know, I didn't want to watch somebody dying, I suppose.
But yet you want to watch to support them. But
because he was such a positive soul. He was such a great guy. So that's exactly what I did. I subbed. I was waiting for his videos to come out. I was thinking, right, there are chances. There are, you know, he was going for trials and stuff like that. He got married 2 weeks before he died. And yeah, I would say just before his marriage video one, I just came out to the studio here, and I was, for some reason, I was just compelled to write that tune. And he was such a positive guy. I wanted to write, again, I did this with the Shoreham air disaster on somebody else's channel. I got challenged to do a songwriting out of your comfort zone thing, and I did it. But this one, I was just really compelled, and I sat here, and this beautiful little intro piece just came out of nowhere, and the song wrote itself, and I was just gutted because I knew what was coming. And he was a really positive guy, so I wanted to say what I would say if it was me leaving a message for my loved ones after I'd gone, and I wanted him to hear it, so I'd recorded that. Couple of weeks before I sent it to him. He was so ill, and also getting literally thousands of comments and emails a day. So I don't know if he ever actually saw it, but I then got a good buddy of mine who I met again on YouTube to sing on it, because I'm not a fan of my voice any more than I'm a fan of my guitar playing. But songwriting, I'm quite proud of. And that song literally wrote itself, and then my buddy recorded the vocal. And I released it literally minutes after his family announced that he died, because I'd had it prepared, you know, a couple of weeks before. I sent him a private version of it, which included a lot more of his footage, which I didn't put up in my video because I'd asked him or his family for permission to use the video before I did it. And they never actually got to see it, I don't think, or they still haven't viewed it. It's still up on YouTube as a private video or as a unlisted. But cut a long story short, I really was nervous about playing that in front of Rick Beato, but he really loved it, loved it. And off of, oh bless you, Suave Trainwreck, thanks my friend. He was so complimentary about it and so positive. It was a high point for me of GeekCon. Right at the last day, right at the last minute, I'd packed all my stuff away and wished I hadn't. Hey, Clarence Warner's in the house.
Yeah. Hello, Clarence.
You, man. From down there in the lair. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's really
new
sweet.
Name for this channel for me. So welcome, Clarence. And I want to also say hi to Suave Trainwreck for joining us, and good friend BV Ninja tuning in from Switzerland.
Oh, hey guys. Nice. Awesome. Oh, Lando sent you the link to the song. Bless you. I think that, yeah, that could be the one. Let me double check that. And another one I'm going to do without losing the live feed.
We got 28 people watching, and last I saw, apparently we have 26 thumbs ups. Thank you very much, folks.
Yes, thank you. That's really sweet. Yes,
it's all for you, Mike.
Don't. It's for you, man. You're the man.
Hi, Riley.
It's your positivity that drives this. That's how I found you. It was just great to watch. Well, yes, totally, Todd. Beato's approval, my buddy Rick's approval meant as much to me as the comments that I got on the video. And he sent you the right link, by the way. So yeah, if you get a chance,
I'll be honest, I wasn't that familiar with Rick. Even though he's got such a big channel, you know, you're only aware of what is put in front of you by YouTube in many ways. Yeah. But everybody had been talking about, you know, Rick Beato and, you know, great guy, great player, great this, great. I was like, well, I gotta check this guy out. So I haven't really watched. I've only watched one or two of his videos, but it was based off of recommendations from everybody at GeekCon. So I was like, all right, I gotta check this guy out. And yeah, you know, he's definitely got a cool vibe about him. He knows his stuff, that's for sure.
He's hands down one of the most talented and well-rounded and well-versed guys I've met. He speaks. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Guitar hack. Rick Beato knows too much. He does, and that's he is. I don't know if did the level jump for you just a moment ago. I literally got a big blast of volume, but oh, bless you. That's really sweet. Lando's saying, yeah, Rick is great. It's a shame he had so many of his great videos pulled. Yeah, because again, he's doing such great material. I don't know why they pulled the Zeppelin stuff. Oh, bless you.
Well, Zeppelin's one of those bands. Yeah. You can count 5 bands you just don't cover on YouTube.
Yeah, that's it. And they're definitely one of them. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Riley.
Hey, Old Man Dan. I forgot to shout him out earlier.
And Old Man Dan, hey, how you doing? That's an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Bless you. Yeah, I discovered Rick again, funny enough, about 6 to 8 months ago. And it's one of these things, I very rarely click stuff that comes up in the feed. And there was something about one of the videos that came up, and I just thought, do you know, I like that title. I like that thumbnail. This guy sounds like he's quite a dude, you know, and quite on it. It was really clever. That's what it was. The title was really clever, and so was the thumbnail. And it wasn't clickbait, because when I went to watch the video, it was exactly what it said on the tin. And I think it was one of his playing videos. And literally, I went and watched. I binge watched about 20 of his videos, and the guy is a legend. He is a legend. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, that's, if you haven't checked him out or subbed to him, it's definitely worth subbing. And he does this, I think the most popular thing he does is What Makes This Song Great, which is why I titled the video with him, What Makes This Man Great. He just talks a lot of sense, really good, interesting, and riveting content. Casper says that, hey, you're in the UK. Where are you at, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, I'm just north of Brighton, my friend. I'm in Sussex, mid-Sussex area. I'm quite private, but I can tell you that much. So whereabouts are you?
Since my chat message didn't go through, I'm just going to say later to Eric from EVH and Gear.
Oh, it did. It sort of went through half of it. See you at EV. Yep, see you later. He's feeling ill, is he?
Yes.
Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, man. Hope you're feeling better.
So maybe
soon.
it's not just YouTubers that went to GeekCon. It's just YouTubers in general.
Yeah. I think it's that whole man flu bit. Manthrax, as Terry said. Guitar Hack says that Rick Beato made my brain hurt. Makes my brain hurt. He is. Shauna. Do I know you, Shauna? I think I might. Don't say if you do.
And Riley's in West Yorkshire.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So nice to see some Brits on tonight. It's a good time for Brits. Thank you for that, Ben.
I've always had a bit of a following from the UK, which obviously I appreciate. But yeah, and I used to do a Sunday afternoon thing, and then that turned into a Sunday night thing because that's when guests were available. Yeah. But I really, like Simon Williams has been following me since day one. And wow. So I always tried to do something during the day, at least once a week in the past. And then with schedule changes, of course, it's hard to during the day. But yeah, he says post-dinner is good for us. Exactly.
Absolutely. 8 o'clock in the evening UK time is really, really, really spot on. So,
well, and that's what I figured. 3 p.m. here is fine for me. If I do something from 3 until 5, then I'm done before dinner here. Some people can tune in, from work or from home during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I watch it all silly times of the day as well, but this is ideal for coming on, saying hi. So
I'll pass that along, Lando. He just sent me a link to share with you later. He didn't want to post too many links in the chat.
Now you get booted, won't you?
Well, he's got a moderator wrench, so he can, but I guess he doesn't want to totally fill the replay feed with a bunch of links, which,
Right. Okay. No, I've just Shauna Marie Sings has just said, Mike, no, we don't know each other, but I'm married to a Brit and lived in the UK for 10 years. Oh, cool. Awesome stuff. I just suddenly thought, I know somebody called Shauna. And I don't think it's that popular a name over here. I don't think it's common. It's quite a unique name. So I thought, wow, could be. Yeah.
Guitar Hack says home early from work. Nice.
Yep. No, it's great. It's really nice to be on. It's good to share stuff, and I will doubtless find several other channels from the comments section here that I'll go and have a look at, which is always great. And I would say that to everybody, definitely subscribe to Ben. If you're here because I posted the link, subscribe to this man, because he's fab and he does some great content and some great lives.
I did pick up 2 or 3 subscribers during the hangout already. Thank you, folks.
That's great stuff. Really cool. And that's what it's about. We support each other. And I always, even if I join or watch a live stream and I see somebody make a really interesting comment, I always click on and go and have a look at their channel, because you can bet they've got videos up if they're making cool comments. So
yeah, go ahead and post that, Lando. He's messaging me through Facebook. He's like, okay, I'll go ahead and post them. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Riley is asking, how's the Axe FX3 going for me? Yep, absolutely. It's I'm leaning on it here, giving it lots of love with my left hand.
Give me just a thumbnail on one of those. So basically, it's an amp simulator, cab simulator, and then effects pedals as well.
Yeah, but basically, the Fractal Axe FX3 is everything you could need for a silent studio like mine in a box. So it's got all of the front end pedals that you could imagine or want. It has loads and loads of amp models and cab simulators, impulse response you can program into it. And there's guys out there. There's a great guy called Leon Todd, and he's an Australian, and I sub to him and I watch his videos on it, and he's got some great content on there. But I will be doing some of my own as well. But go and have a look at Leon's stuff, because he's incredible and a great player as well. He gigs out live. But yeah, this thing literally has got you can put up to 4 instruments into it at a time. You can also use it as an 8-way audio interface direct into a door. So it's got that feature. Not that I'll use it for that. The reason I bought it was for the versatility and flexibility of having pretty much every amp that you could want, and then also to create some hybrids of your own. So I was toying with either this or the Kemper. And the thing with the Kemper is you've either got to have had access to the amps yourself, or you've got to go to the library and download them. But this just, to me, looking at all the players that were using it and replacing their entire live rig, literally going straight into the front end of a PA system and then back out into monitors.
Now, can you run that into, say, a guitar amp as well? Like,
yes,
like I would imagine, like the effects loop return or something like that would probably be best.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be using it to its best. But it's got, let me just check on the back before I say it's got an effects loop.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Only because I watched your unboxing up for it like yesterday or the day before. So.
I had to check. The thing is that this thing turned up just before I went off to Germany. And so I was so excited. It's like, yeah, when you get a new toy, especially guitar stuff that's going to inspire you to play. And I was like, I want to play it. I want to play it. And then I had to jump on a plane. So yeah, I didn't really get a great chance to play it. But I'm back, obviously, and I've been busy with work, catching up with everything at work, and I haven't had a chance to make a video. But I'm going to. I promise. Yeah, I will. I will do much more in-depth stuff with it. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start with the Dumble ODS tone from it, because that seems to be a popular video. When I did it with the Twiggy Blues that Sonic Cake sent me. They definitely sweet guys, and everybody seemed to be really into that. I wasn't a big. I was aware of those amps before, but since then I've been watching loads and loads of videos, and yeah, I think I'll do that one first, and I'll also do the Marshall ones because people like to hear the Marshalls and the Fenders. So I think I'll do them as.
Has to leave. He says, "Hope to chat you later. If you want to give me a channel shout out, I have to go back to work." Well, Clarence, if you're one of my new subscribers, I will definitely shout you out. Everyone should check out Clarence's channel. And yeah, I'm just hoping that he's already subbed, and I will check you out myself when I watch the replay.
Yeah, dude, he's a lovely guy.
It's hard to click on stuff while I'm running Hangouts.
Yeah. No, I've just missed one as well, which somebody sent me a link to a band locally, and I'd like, can you send that again? I think it was Lando, and I've missed it. But
yeah, you might have heard of them, Radiohead.
Yeah, I might have heard of them. Yeah, but just before Clay goes, great to see you, man. He is a regular sub of mine, and I can tell you, I have a little private chat hangout with him as often as I can, which is not often enough. And he's a lovely, lovely guy, and he makes some good content. He's a nice guy. So do go and check out Clarence Warner. Clay from There in the Lair, I think he calls it. So yeah, lovely guy. Yeah,
I just opened up the link to his channel, so actually,
yeah, I've got about
have a channel trainer that'll start playing in the background on me.
I got about 10 open. Yeah, cool. Sorry, I've missed so many of the comments going past. But oh yeah, Bergs is a big Axe Effects guy, another Aussie. Have a look at his channel. Yeah, I'd like to see that as well. I'm always trying to find people that inspire me to do better content. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about for all of us. If we're making stuff that everybody else enjoys and likes and wants to share in, then that's got to be a good thing for the community. So
I agree. I totally agree. There we go. I just subbed to Clarence.
Nice. Awesome. Good man. Good man.
Yeah, it's funny. I was fortunate enough, one of my regular subscribers and now friend, JJ's House of Jams, had sent me his old pedal board because he had switched to a Helix system. And so I finally got to build my pro board with I think I got 14 pedals on it. And now I'm starting to look at these Axe Effects and the Helix because I was such a snob because I can't use, say, a Boss multi-effects because I don't care for their modulation for the most part. I like the chorus, can't stand the phase. I need a phaser. So, so that's why I like to pick and choose pedals. But now these systems are so great and every time I load in, that's the big thing is during a load in when I'm like, if I could just show up, plug direct, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm surprised. I've got a GT100, a Boss GT100, and I used to go straight into the PA with that with the function band that I was working with about 3 years ago, and that was super. It was just awesome. But I know what you're saying. I certainly, I'm not a big fan of modulation effects at all. Any of that phasing, chorus, flanging, any of that.
I use a lot of it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, each to their own.
It's like, I use the phaser in 1 or 2 songs. Right. The chorus gets used 2 or 3 times a night, and I'm talking over the course of 4 sets.
Yeah.
And then, I have a Univibe. I use it at the end of 1 song. Just kind of hit the note, hit the Univibe, make lots of noise.
Yeah. Nice.
That's about it. Yeah.
No, that's sweet, man. That is good. I just with the Boss stuff, I agree. There's stuff that they're really good at, and there's stuff that they just don't get. And that was my thing with that whole GT100. I've still got it, and I may well get it out and fiddle about with it for a video at some point if there's demand for it. But the difference being that this little beast, the Axe Effects, is that I haven't found anything about it yet that isn't just first class. It's clear, it's crystal clear, and for a silent studio, I've got the digital drum kit. I use going straight in with the DI for the bass, and we very rarely record vocals at the same time that we're recording the band. So we'll record the band as a live unit. I'll then probably do a couple of guitar tracks to double track stuff, and then we stick vocals in on top later. But the whole idea of this is being a silent studio. It's to be kind to my neighbors first and foremost. But using modeling was a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. I adore that orange Dark Terror. Absolutely adore it, but I can't get the tone I want, because getting the tone I want would rattle the roof in here.
Yeah.
You know, even with a power soak, and I know a lot of people will disagree with this comment, but I still don't think you get the same tone with a power soak and whacking it and getting the tubes all nice and heated up that you get from a speaker flapping a lot of wind. Right. You just don't get the same vibe. Yeah. Whereas
I can see that.
Yeah,
this there's going to be dynamic things that happen at a certain decibel level too.
Exactly that. But the Kemper and the Fractal stuff, and yeah, to an extent, the Line 6 Helix stuff, I've been really impressed with that. I have to say, I don't know why that wasn't more of a contender. I think I didn't watch as many videos on that, and I think the thing that sold the Axe effects to me was seeing so many big names take it on and replace their entire rig with it. That to me gives me a degree of confidence that I hadn't seen. Although Pete Thorne did some great stuff with the Helix, and yeah, I watched some of his stuff, and but this I don't regret it for 1 second, and it is a huge investment. But I would, and I meant 100% hand on heart, I'd have paid the cost of this thing just for the 59 Bassman sound that I found on the very first setting, because that's what it is. It's right there, and it's like having the amp, and you couldn't buy the original amp for the price of this unit. So, you know, I'm not a salesman for them. I paid, I waited, had to wait in a queue to get it.
So we have a little more rotation happening. We got Judd Loftos joining us from the UK, and Lando has to split. So,
Lando,
greetings and
yeah, it's been great. I just want to say thanks very much to Lando27. It's great. Your comments here, man, were just awesome. Really, really good to read. And I'm sorry I didn't respond to all of them. I know you probably get it all the time, Ben. It's really difficult to actually read, talk, think.
Yep.
And respond to everything, but yeah, that's really cool, man. Really nice.
I get that. A lot of people say like especially like people new to the channel, they're like, "Wow, you shout out every single person," and I said, "Well, yeah, because I've been there.
Yeah,
you know, I've been in the chat, and I'd be like, oh, Mike shouted me out. That's awesome.
Yeah. I still am in all the chats. I go and
it's all a community. Yeah, like we were discussing earlier, it's all a community. So
yeah, no, it is. It's special stuff. Yep. So
I think one of the winners for me for the Axe system was when you said the wait time to get one.
Oh yeah.
You know, that tells me obviously they're building a good product that's in demand, because there's a backlog.
I was a bit spurious about that to begin with. I thought, hang on, is this a sales pitch? Is this a clever marketing ploy? But no, really, you wait and you wait and you wait, and then they give you a heads up that they've got another shipment coming into. I think they came out of Germany. I think that EU or 66 or whatever it is, EU is legit. I think they legitimately do have so many people waiting for them, and that absolutely, that's
well, you get a certain segment of a certain income level of bedroom players that can splurge on it. You have a variety of gigging musicians of all varieties, whether it's session guys, stuff like that need to keep things portable because they do a lot of flyaway stuff. And then, like, say, all the pros too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if Phil Collin needs one ASAP, I don't care if they bump me down to the next in order, because Phil Collin needs it.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I have to say a huge thank you to everybody that subbed me, because that is exactly what bought this for me. I'm not one of these independently wealthy people. I just plow every penny of what comes in from YouTube revenue back into the gear I'm buying to demo for people. So my subs have bought this for me, literally. Nice. So that,
I always say the first thing I do when I get monetized is I'm upgrading my internet bandwidth. Literally, my budget dictates I can afford the connection I have now. The next price point for a faster connection is roughly what a small channel will get. That extra $10, $20 will make a world of difference.
You should definitely do it. I ummed and ahed for the longest time. And it's like the whole I haven't got a Patreon. I don't ask anybody for money at all. And I even had real dilemmas over the monetization. But the thing is, you're putting content out there, and all it is a small advert at the front end of it. And if it helps you make better content and continue to invest in your channel, it's got to be a good thing. So all I would say, mate, is, yeah, do it, and then invest every single penny back into the content for the people that are taking the time to have a quick look at the adverts at the start of the video, because, you know,
I agree. That's why, I'm looking to do that, pour everything back into it, which I do that anyway. Yeah, like my paycheck for my day job goes into gear anyway. You know, like I'm going to be spending the money on gear, internet, things like that, regardless, even if I didn't have a YouTube channel. But, you know, fortunately, we've had some great support, people buying the t-shirts. Thank you very much, folks. And, you know, we have a couple of GoFundMes listed down below and a PayPal for those who wish to donate, because we don't have the adverts coming up. So, and a few people have donated to the cause, which is awesome, which helps me get to NAMM to cover that, because it was viewers that said, hey, you need to go to NAMM. And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah. I'd love to do NAMM. I'd love to do NAMM.
Hey, Soda Pop.
Hey, hello. Yeah, I'd love to go to NAMM. That's a whole different ball game for me, though, because I'm a long way away from the US. So
I think we were discussing that off air.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Fortunately, I have a place to stay, so it's more or less the flights for myself and Richie, my co-host. So,
which is awesome, and I really look forward to seeing you go to that and do that.
I'll be like a kid at Disneyland.
Yeah,
I'll be going live like you were, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and we just came from this booth, and then we met this person, and then we're off to this booth, and that's where we're going to go next.
Awesome, absolutely.
And you'll see a cloud in the shape of my body, gone.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's more of a case of time as well. I still work a full day job. I've taken 3 weeks unpaid this year for certain things I've been doing, one of which being the Germany trip. And yeah, that's 3 weeks less pay I've had this year to do these things. And I think trying to find another week, or because it would need to be a week, I couldn't fly that far for a day or two. You know, that's just too much.
Well, so something like that, you'd probably want to tack on an extra day or two just because you're in Los Angeles, and you're like, okay, I'm going to hit the touristy things or what have you.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough because I went to see my buddy Pete in New Zealand, excuse me, in February this year, and that was 2 of the other unpaid weeks actually. I did the full round the world trip, so I flew from the UK to Singapore, had 3 days in Singapore, which was outstanding. Then we flew down to Auckland and met up with Pete and his lovely wife, and then we flew on the way back. We carried on round and went over the Pacific and went to LA, and we spent 3 days in LA and then flew back to London from there. So I've done the touristy bit of LA, but we went on the whole tour all the way around, and apparently they only have a couple of days rain a year, and we had 0 visibility and about 5 inches of rain the day that we went round LA. So much so that I didn't even get a picture of the Rainbow Bar as we went past, because we didn't stop at that. And it was the one place I was like, Lemmy Kilminster's chair is in there. I need to go.
We were discussing that the other night before we went live on Thursday. I was telling Richie, you know, here's what I'm thinking, because we want to fly in the day before NAMM, leave the day after. And then we're talking about even playing hooky one day from NAMM. Because somebody asked a couple of weeks ago if we're going to hit Norm's Rare Guitars. And I said, well, JJ is our driver. And he's like, LA is so big. He goes, that's about 2 hours each way. But then while he was thinking about it, he goes, but then again, he says, I've never been there. If you guys want to go, let's go. And then I said, well, on the way, you know, I said, I'd like to have a beer at the whiskey. And then Richie said, I want to play the video lottery terminal at the Rainbow Room. Like, he doesn't want to just sit in the chair. He wants to play the lottery machine, the poker machine or whatever it is. So I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and another cool guy that he was. He's definitely on the bucket list of visits. That's for sure.
Yeah.
sadly missed. But yeah, that's cool, man.
Our friend Caleb there earlier, some of the video footage that he shot, he goes down, I guess the Whiskey A Go-Go has a open mic night on Tuesday nights, and he'll go and sit in for a song or two. And a couple of weeks ago, Dave Grohl was hanging out there backstage and stuff.
Wow.
So there's a picture of Dave Grohl looking at a Nerd Halen pic, and he said, yeah, I'd go see that.
Oh, yeah, I'd go see that. I love that name. That's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nerd Halen.
Oh,
but yeah, to get Dave Grohl, there you go. See, it's being in the right place at the right time, and places like that, yeah, definitely.
And you know, there's a guy that could have as big an ego as he wanted. You know, like his spoof video where he pretends he's drunk and he's like, "I was in effing Nirvana," and he could be that way if he wanted to be. You know,
yeah.
But no, he's just like, I'm Dave. I play guitar and drums.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be, does he? Let's face it. When you're happy with your lot, no matter what level you're at and no matter where you are in the world, if you're happy with your lot, and he must be because he's written some incredible songs, that must be a real buzz. It's very easy to be chilled and happy because you are. And I think that's the key thing. We said this off air, and I think the most important thing in life, you know, that holds for guitar playing is being satisfied. It's a nirvana, if you'll excuse the pun. But yeah, that's the holy grail, isn't it? It's to be happy with your lot, to enjoy what you do, to love what you do, and then you tend to be down to earth. So I think the guys that have got egos are probably just hiding perhaps less than a perfect happiness situation in their background.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lefty Mike, welcome. Says, Ben, just watched your vid with TK and In the Blues. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Lefty. How's it going?
BV says, here's friend Brett Kingman channel link for the Axe Effects. Cool.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
That's one of the reasons I gave BV a wrench earlier, because he is so knowledgeable on gear that, you know, put out links and stuff like that. It's just easier than me saying, hey, you know, Terry or Guitar Hack, you got a wrench. Can you look this up?
Yeah. Thank you for that link. And immediately I've seen him. I know the guy. I have watched a lot of his stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't recognize the name. And yeah, I've definitely watched a lot of Brett's stuff. He's amazing.
I always get a kick out of Brett. He did a video of gear he was going to sell, you know, surplus gear. And he said, do you know how I end up with so much surplus gear? And I'm thinking, well, you know, you shoot X amount of reviews. He says, because most companies, you know, it's bad enough to pay for the shipping of a product to Australia, but they never want to pay for the shipping back. So he ends up, he keeps more gear than you know, it'd be like they send all of us 10 items. You know, you might get to keep half of them. I get to keep 2 or 3. He gets to keep all of them.
Yeah, for sure. I think Shane from In the Blues was saying something similar, that he, you know, he gets a lot of gear and very rarely does he get asked to send it back. I've only literally just started getting the offers come in, funny enough. The Sonic 8 people were the first to reach out to me, and then there was the Hot Tone. And then I've had there's a guitar on its way from, and in fact, I tell you what, I'm not even going to mention it in case they are a spurious channel or spurious shop, but I've got a guitar on its way that's being sent to me. But it's only just started, and it's like TC Electronic while I was out there. I've got this to unbox and review soon. So there's a spoiler alert. They gave that to me while I was out there. So, you know, it literally has only just started.
See you, Shauna.
Oh, bye, Shauna. Lovely to see you on here. And thank you very much.
I've had some stuff sent to me, USB microphones, more vlogging stuff. And I worked with one company. I got a review. We got to shoot either tonight or tomorrow. I think it'll be tomorrow. We'll do it.
Right.
But another company, they sent me stuff. Like, asked me if I wanted to review the product. But again, it's more vlogging stuff. And it's like, I appreciate the offer because, again, for a channel my size, anything is really cool. But if it's not something I can really use, like I can use it, but it's not guitar related, and I'd rather keep stuff guitar related. So I just told them thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I did a couple on the GoPro camera. I did an unboxing of that when I first got it because I got it fairly soon after it was released, and I figured that people would get something out of it. But you're absolutely right. You have to think about the demographic of the people that watch your channel, and if it's not something that you think they'll be into, or not something that you'd watch a review on, then I wouldn't do a review of it if it was something that I wouldn't watch. Yeah. If it's something I'm interested in, it's like if I do go and get that G85, I'll probably do a bit of a review on it because other YouTubers might find it useful, and I've taken advice on it from people that know.
Yeah, like something like that makes sense. But like I know there is obviously a certain percentage of my views that are from fellow YouTubers, but when a lot of it's like iPhone accessories and things like that, I'm like, yeah, that's more for go for your guy who has his hiking channel or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be definitely where to go.
Yeah, for sure. It is absolutely right. It's horses for courses, and I think that's the key thing as well with the YouTube thing. It's I always start from the perspective of what would I watch, and what do I know that my subscribers, the people that support me, have enjoyed and watched in the past. And so that's what I kind of stick to the formula. That's why it's a bit of a risk. This new learn a lick thing, I'll give it a try, and if it's popular, I'll stick with it. If it's not, I'll drop it. And there's other stuff. It's like I'm so embarrassed still about the Parts Caster series, because that was really popular when I was putting that Strat together. But I moved house in the middle, and so did my dad, and he had a beautiful workshop that I was using. I just don't have anywhere now where I can finish the job. So I think I'm going to take it down to Crimson Guitars next year when I go down there, and try and finish it down there when I'm building one as well. But yeah, some series work, others just don't, and you get to know, don't you? And then you drop them.
BV mentioned to us there's friend and Grammy winner Larry Mitchell, this is Larry M, that always travels with his Axe Effects. Yes, right. And thank you for mentioning that, BV. Larry Mitchell's a great player, and I'm trying to get him on the channel, so you just reminded me I was supposed to touch base with him on the weekend, so I just sent Larry a message. So thank you, BV, for reminding me.
Lovely. And Pooh Ninja's here.
Hey, Pooh.
How you doing, man?
Do you like Sebastian Bach as a singer? Yeah, he grew up in the Peterborough area. Lakefield, I think, technically. But yeah, that's about an hour away from me. He grew up, so.
Right.
Yeah, heck of a voice. Bit hard to work with, if you ask Henning Pauly, from what I've heard.
He was the Skid Row singer, correct?
Yes.
And he also did a stint on Broadway as Jekyll and Hyde in Jekyll and Hyde, the Leslie Brookus and Frank Wildhorn musical. He was incredible in that. I saw some posts on that because, of course, the Hoff played that part as well. And yeah, Sebastian Bach, I saw him live with Skid Row at Wembley Arena, no, O2 Arena, and I'm trying to remember who they were supporting.
Nice.
But yeah, incredible singer.
Sebastian did a club gig here, well, not here, an hour east of me.
Right.
I want to say the end of June. And unfortunately, the power was out at the venue.
Oh,
so
man.
He actually sat on the hood of a car in the alley next to the venue and just signed autographs for basically the time frame he would have been on performing regardless. So
awesome guy. I thought you were going to say you sat on the hood of a car and played an acoustic set.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So I don't know Henning. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't know him. I've seen some of his videos. I've never really had a chance to speak to him. Would love to speak to him. But yeah, a few questions came through then. And also there was a question earlier. And we got a little bit berated in Steve's hangout on Saturday for not mentioning Henning. But the reason I didn't mention him, I don't know the guy. I'd like to get to know him. So and
I wasn't sure if some people were looking to stir up because Henning had started GitCon, and then there was that separation there, and and then he's kind of doing his own thing parallel. So And, you know, some YouTubers went to GeekCon, some went to the Tolman University, some went to both, like Steve. So
yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, if he wanted to invite me to go to the other thing, I'd be very grateful. You know, I know I've heard things behind the scenes and the inside line on some of these things from people that have been to both, quite a few people that have been to both. And certainly from the YouTuber's perspective, everybody likes him. Everybody respects what he did with the GitCon thing. But then by the same token, I've also had an awful lot of positive said about Hans Peter and the guys at Framus Warwick. So, you know, I'm not in a position to make any judgments. So that's the reason I haven't commented, because I think ignorance is not a point to start commenting from. So I'd like to make the guy's acquaintance. I'd like to get to know him and have a chat with him. And there's an olive branch if ever there was one, or an offer. But
unless you were there, we don't know exactly what happened. So that's why I don't even say like he quit, he got fired. It's just they separated, because I don't know exactly. And when I had him on, I didn't, you know, I thought I'm not going to be the 500th person to ask him what happened.
No, absolutely, and it's between them. And
and I would have asked it off air anyway. So
and things that anything like that, anything where there's animosity, that should be given real just privacy. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be involved. Yeah,
exactly.
So, but yeah, all good.
Awesome.
But that's that. Just so that people know, I haven't actually said anything about it up until now. It's just that people are commenting about the Henning thing, and I know what is leaning that way. So I thought I'd mention why I hadn't mentioned anything.
Lefty Mike Tone Talk channel has a great interview with Henning. Yeah, Mark and Dave Friedman have a great channel there. I've had Mark on here in the past, and he will be back on again. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably wrap things up soon. So if you guys have any last questions, feel free to ask away. We've still got 29 people watching.
Awesome. Good, man.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So creative differences. There we go. Yeah, the classic line, creative differences. Isn't that what every band ever broke up over? Creative differences.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's absolutely right, Bobby Clipper. He definitely pulled the guitar community together. I saw that, and you know, every respect for that. And you know, as I say, I don't know the guy, but I like a lot of his stuff. I watch him. Sometimes I find him a little bit wired and a bit much for me, but then that's because I'm a fairly relaxed, chilled.
Well, you should see him off air. He's the exact same.
I bet. And he's just got a lot of energy, which is fantastic.
Yeah. So. And I will say, if nothing else, and I don't know if I mentioned it last night, but as a result of GitCon last year, the change I saw between NAMM 2017 and 2018, as far as the companies, it just seemed, 2 years ago, they looked down at YouTubers, be like, hey, can I shoot a quick video on your product?
Yeah.
Even just in the booth, and they'd be like, well, we do our own videos. But now it's like, hey, you're the China Guitar Skeptic. Come on in, check out our stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, having done the experience in Germany this year, they've definitely had a sea change in the way they approach YouTube. We were treated so well at GitCon. We were definitely the royalty there, and that was a real special feeling. And it wasn't a sort of an ego type thing, royalty. They just wanted you to make videos about their gear, because I think they've realized that, especially those of us that are not perhaps doing it as professionals, it's just real down to earth people, real people using real stuff. I think it actually benefits them a lot more if we like it, but they take a risk. They take a risk. Because I've it's like that latest wireless system that I reviewed. I was just trying to catch a glimpse. X5, that's it. Couldn't remember what it was called. I found a hiss on that, so I'm not going to pretend I didn't find a hiss on it. And they take that risk, but they've definitely realized that there's more mileage, if you like, in somebody.
And there is one mod to do to those. Our friend Caleb, again. He bought one of them, and he noticed the receiver or the transmitter that plugs into your guitar would move around on it.
Oh, right.
Right. So he just put a little tab of Velcro on it and just a little spot next to the output jack on the guitar, and it keeps it from rotating.
Ah, yeah. I see what you mean. It's also got this little sort of rubbery bit on the back.
Yeah, and I think that's what he attached the Velcro to.
Yeah, and if you tighten that down, it's that's a good call. That really is a good call, because I can see that scratching the guitar after a time.
Yeah, and I think he had it like 90 degrees rotated, like parallel with the body.
Yeah,
and brilliant. So I thought anybody that I've seen one of those, I was like, I'll mention that. Just a little piece of Velcro. Like this. Half the size of a postage stand. It doesn't take much. All it needs is literally a couple of hooks just to grab to keep it from rotating.
Good call, man. Really good call. I think I'll be doing that for sure. Listen, it's been an absolute dream to be on with you, and I'd love to come on again if you'll have me. So,
for sure.
Oh, bless you, Randall. Thank you very much. That's really sweet of you. Randall Fisher's just said, I just got done watching the Rick Beato vid, China. Great vid and song.
Yes, I agree, Randall. I agree. And thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, if you just want to hold the line, I want to thank each and everybody for tuning in today. We had quite the variety of names. Pretty good turnout for a Monday afternoon. Appreciate all the support. If you're new to the channel, again, please subscribe, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up if you liked what it was. Give us a thumbs down if you didn't like what we discussed. It gives us feedback one way or the other. And as I always say, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic and do good things, because good things will happen to you as a result. Karma's real, folks. Mike and I are both living the dream. So thanks each and every one of you again for tuning in. And until next time, rock on. Cheers.